Welcome back to the channel, guys. In my hand is what I think is the weirdest knife that Jared has ever sent me. Possibly the weirdest knife we've had on the channel. So let's turn this around and take a look at this weirdness from above. Like they say on Sorted Foods, lift the cloche. This is, now I've got to say, we've had a lot of interesting knives. We've had a lot of unique knives. I've had a lot of stuff on here that I would call crazy and unusual. I never had anything really that was weird. This is weird. I have to say, this one is weird. This is the Raptor by Off Grid Knives. Jared sent this to me, and I am in love with the uniqueness of it, but I'm really not sure how I feel about it. Today's first day in pocket, and I gotta say, I'm torn on it. It's definitely unique. It's well made. So what you're looking at is a D2 blade with a very unique look to it. It's got these weird facets on it that give you all these fractal lines and things. Well, not fractal, angular lines. It's almost like it's cut like a gem, like a gemstone. It's a very short, very broad D2 blade that is a modified Tonto. It's a recurve Tonto, but oddly, in this fashion, the recurve is at the front. Typically, the recurve would be in this area of the blade, and then this would be a straight edge or two straight edges. You know what I'm saying? Like not recurved. So the very fine, thin recurve on it. Now, this is ground fairly decent behind the edge. I used this to unbox some knives that came from Rosecraft way earlier today, and it does a good job with that. I cut a little bit of cardboard with it. It's got a very aggressive D2 edge that you would expect. So functionally as a cutter, it's okay-ish. I will say it's much more comfortable in this grip way up here, which makes sense. There's some grip. This is something I could see being used for certain purposes. I'm not sure what, but that grip definitely does lend itself to be much more comfortable. So it's not a real long knife. Let's go ahead. I typically don't do much specs, but this is 6 3/4 on the mat, just a rough estimate on that. And it's got a little bit more handle than it does blade, so it's not a real good blade to handle ratio. G10 scales on this are ground with a rock pattern that I have to say is done very well. It's attractive, it catches the light, it's got a lot of facets, but it first and foremost is comfortable. It's not aggressive, but it does feel tactile and gives you some grip. One of the other things about it, it's got a fairly nice deep carry pocket clip that even on a short knife like this is not a hot spot. Flipper action on it is really good. It is reverse flick. I'm sorry, it is a back flipper only, just a typical flipper. And it's in a frame lock running on bearings. You can see that's a ceramic detent ball, so I would imagine ceramic bearings. The off-grid knives have been all really well made. They've not all been knives for me, but they've all been really well made. So as you can see, no lanyard hole on this, which I dig, and they gave you a reversible pocket clip. Now they might not have done a plate, but they've given you extra hardware to keep those holes clean. So there's a lot of things about this I like. It is a very unique knife. So with the good always comes a little bit of bad, and I'll tell you about the few things I've noticed on this first day in pocket. This is typically the point in the video where you would expect to see a Coffee Brand Coffee ad, but we're going to talk about my self-sponsorship method, which is my membership. If you guys want to join the membership, I give a lot of benefits. It's all tier-based. Everyone gets early access to videos and exclusive content and access to my Gilded server, which is just like Discord. Based on a premium, guys, I do giveaways for them, and I do good premium knives that I give away on the channel. And then I have got a premium tier that has access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube that's behind that paywall that's just for them. So if you want to support the channel and you want to do it in a different way, think about joining the membership, and we can all hang out in the Gilded server together. So bad things about this. It's a very, very short knife. It's short and stubby, and it doesn't fit a lot of the needs I would want. So it's a very specific blade shape that probably doesn't fit many of the needs I want. I dig it. It's kind of cool. Next thing is, look at how broad that is. This is a pocket hog. So I like the fact it has a deep carry pocket clip and I can carry it way forward, but it takes up it takes up so much space in the pocket that if you're carrying a second knife, you really can't get to anything in your pocket down below. So this is gonna take up all the space in your pocket, really to a point where you can't carry a second knife, which as a reviewer I do a lot. and you're going to reach in and it's taking up that space and you have a harder time to get to things that are in your pocket. Next thing, I'm not a real big fan of the flipper tab and finger guard area. So you can see here it comes up. That's kind of abrupt and really, if you've got big fingers, it's really short and you're fighting for grip on this anyway. So for me, this is 3 fingers and then nothing, and there's nothing forward of that. So it's a little bit short for me. I don't really, I don't find this to be a comfortable knife to hold until I get way up here and it's in the palm of my hand. But then again, like I said, I can't think of what purpose you're doing that with unless it's just to open packages. I have a lot more knives that are a lot more functional that can fit that purpose. And then last couple things, the handle shape itself. It's already small and it just feels even smaller because they've taken up all this space here. And it's got this curve to it that just doesn't fit the way I want it to feel in my hand. And then the final thing I have to say is the jimping. So you've got this jimping on here, but it's all been, can you see how it's been all rounded all the way over? So like I say, if you're going to put jimping on a knife, I want it to be functional. I want it to be functional, not just there for show. So I believe, hang on a second, let me check. There might be one last thing that I want to call out. Just wanted to make sure. These are T8 screws, so this goes on the good side of things. I don't like T6 screws. I'm going to start calling companies out for that. I'm not a fan of T6. They strip too easy. These are T8, so good hardware on that. So nothing else to add to that. So let's turn this around, do some final thoughts, and send you out about your day. Guys, there you go. This is a weird knife. It's not like it's not a good knife. It's just weird, in my opinion. I just can't see... I can't see a, to quote nothing fancy, a POU for this for me. So, I mean, we'll keep it around. We'll probably do a final review on it. It is fun. So, guys, that's it. You know what to do. Like the videos, share, subscribe, drop a comment. Make sure you hit the bell icon and have notifications turned on your device. If you want to support the channel, there's a handful of ways. Coffee Brand Coffee is my primary channel sponsor. I also have Tempered Trail. Coffee Brand Coffee has a discount link built into it. Tempered Trail has a discount coupon code of Crazy Sharp, all one word. And that also works at FerrumForgeKnifeWorks.com and Rosecraft Blades. You save 5% across the board any way you do it with that code. I have got an Amazon store down below. You can take that link, pin it to your browser, use it for any shopping you're gonna do. It doesn't cost you anything at checkout. It supports the channel and it makes Jeff Bezos pay me a little bit on the backside. You don't even have to put on pants. And the final way is I have a membership. I shot an ad for it the other day. I'm probably gonna put it in this video. A lot of people don't make it to the end of the video, but I do have a membership. It's all tier-based, 3 different tiers. Everyone gets access to my Gilded server, which is just like Discord. Everyone gets access to exclusive content and early access to videos after I edit and post them. You get to see them before anyone else. Baseline and Premium guys are entered into giveaways where I give away knives that sometimes are upwards of $150, $200. And the Premium guys have access to a sharpening tutorial series here on YouTube behind the paywall. Guys, that's it on this one. I love y'all. Keep it clean in the comment section if it's your birthday. Happy birthday. And I'll see you in the next video.